Life has a strange way of testing people. Some are born with opportunities laid before them, while others have to fight for every inch they gain. This is the story of Daniel Hayes, a boy from a small town who dared to dream when no one believed in him. Daniel was born in a quiet little town in Ohio. His father worked long hours at a steel factory, and his mother was a waitress at a local diner. Money was always tight. More than that, expectations for Daniel were even tighter. In school, he was an average student. He didn't shine in grades or sports. Teachers didn't expect much from him, and neither did his classmates. Whenever he spoke about wanting to become an engineer and build machines that could change the world, laughter usually followed. "Come on, Daniel," one of his classmates mocked during career day. "You can't even solve the math homework without copying. You'll be lucky if you get a regular job."
Even some teachers, unknowingly, planted doubt in him. One once said, "Daniel, it's good to dream, but maybe focus on something more realistic." Everywhere he turned, there were voices pulling him down. But Daniel had something others couldn't see, a quiet fire inside him. He loved building things. As a child, he'd collect scraps, wires, broken radio parts, screws, and try to assemble small gadgets in the garage. His father noticed, but often dismissed it. "Son, you need to be practical. Dreams don't put food on the table. Just get a stable job when you grow up." The only person who truly believed in him was his grandmother, who often said, "Daniel, when the whole world doubts you, it's a sign you're meant to prove them wrong." Those words became his anchor. In high school, Daniel finally got a chance to prove himself. The science fair was coming up, and he decided to create a small prototype of a wind-powered generator. He spent nights in the garage, working with recycled parts, soldering wires, and sketching designs. On the day of the fair, he stood proudly beside his invention. But when it was time to demonstrate, the generator failed, the wires overheated, the blades didn't turn, and students laughed. "See? I told you he couldn't do it," a boy whispered loudly. Even the judges gave him a pity smile, moving quickly past his project. Daniel felt crushed. He walked home that evening under the heavy weight of failure. For the first time, he questioned himself. Maybe they're right. Maybe I'll never be good enough. But when he reached home, his grandmother was waiting on the porch. Seeing his face, she simply said, "Failure is not the end, Daniel. It's just the proof you're trying. Remember, the first to laugh at you will one day clap the loudest." Those words reignited his determination. After high school, Daniel applied to several universities. Rejections piled up. His grades weren't impressive, and his test scores were average. Finally, he got accepted into a community college. It wasn't the dream university, but it was a door, and he decided to walk through it. Balancing 2 part-time jobs and night classes, Daniel struggled. While his classmates partied, he worked late shifts, washing dishes and delivering newspapers. He studied during breaks, built prototypes from junkyard parts, and taught himself advanced engineering concepts through free online lectures. People around him still doubted. Relatives asked his parents, "Why waste money on his studies? He's not going anywhere." But Daniel kept going. Every doubt became fuel. Every rejection became a lesson. In his final year of college, Daniel decided to take part in a national innovation competition. The challenge was to design an affordable, eco-friendly energy solution for rural communities. Everyone said it was impossible for him. He didn't have the funds, the tools, or the support. But Daniel remembered his grandmother's words. For months, he worked tirelessly. He designed a portable solar and wind hybrid generator that could provide power to small homes at a fraction of the cost. He built the prototype from salvaged materials, using sheer creativity to replace expensive parts. On the day of the competition, he stood nervously in front of the judges. His heart pounded as he switched on the generator. This time it worked. The small machine whirred to life, powering a set of bulbs and even charging a phone. The judges were stunned. One leaned forward and said, "How did you build this on such a limited budget?" Daniel smiled faintly. "Because when no one believes in you, you learn to believe in yourself, and that makes you unstoppable." Daniel didn't just participate, he won first prize. The news spread quickly. For the first time, people who had once mocked him started praising him. His story was published in local newspapers. Small town boy creates low-cost energy solution. Soon after, a startup company offered him a partnership to develop his design further. Daniel's invention eventually reached rural areas across several states, bringing electricity to hundreds of families who had lived in darkness. Years later, Daniel returned to his hometown as a successful engineer and entrepreneur. He was invited as the guest speaker at his old school. Standing on the same stage where he was once laughed at, he looked at the young students and said, "I was once where you are. People doubted me, laughed at me, and told me I wasn't good enough. But let me tell you something. Your worth is not measured by what others believe about you. It's measured by what you choose to believe about yourself. The world may doubt you 1,000 times, but if you keep going one more time, you will rise. And when you rise, those who doubted you will applaud." The auditorium erupted in applause. Some of his old teachers even wiped tears from their eyes. Moral: Daniel's story teaches us something timeless. The greatest strength comes when no one believes in you, because that's when you learn to believe in yourself the most. The people who laughed at him, they didn't vanish, but their laughter became background noise, drowned out by the sound of his success. The world didn't believe in Daniel, but he believed in himself. If the whole world stood against you, would you still have the courage to believe in yourself? Give answer in comment. If you liked this story, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.